and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and today we are here for another round of Knife Throwing Chooses My TBR for December. So first, let's kind of recap the books that I had for November. Here are 5 of the books that I was supposed to read. The other 2 were the Last Chance Library that I had from the library. I have since returned that one, but I did read that. And I also had Legends and Lattes, which I loaned to my mom to read, and so she has that one, but I did also read that one. And I have done really well. I had The Stranger Upstairs for a thriller, and I read that. I had The Radar Girls, which is part of a secret TBR that I am currently working on, and I did read that. I had The Bullet That Missed, which was for an author, A to Z author surname, and I got the letter O, and I think the only one that I had was Richard Osman, so I read The Bullet That Missed. I had The Stardust Thief for a wild card, one that I couldn't remember what it was about. And I have Bladed Faith as a reread. So I am currently reading Bladed Faith right now. I have a few more days left of November to read it. And honestly, because I put this off on purpose towards the end of the month, so that way I can read this one and then read The Sapphire Altar, the second book in the series, in preparation for the third book, The Slain Divine, coming out on January 9th, I believe is the date for that one. 7th or 9th is the beginning of January. So I purposely put this one off to read. I do have a few days to finish it, but I'm not going to punish myself for it because I did it on purpose because of rereading this series in preparation. So I am going to count this month as a win, which means that I will get to choose a reward from my little jar. Here it's very festive. Mix them up a little bit. I don't even remember what's in here. Okay, so the reward that I will get, is a mood read. So this means that if I don't like one of my prompts for December, then I can choose a mood read instead. And I think that is it. So we will get into my throws. I did my throws a couple of nights ago because there's snow on the ground and it's starting to melt, so it's getting super muddy, but I will insert that all here like it's all happening right now. But I have my throws, and let's get into that. Okay, we are back, and we have a fat dog with us now. Okay, so for my first throw, I got a 5-star prediction. So I have my little book of monsters here with a handful of 5-star predictions, and I will pick one of these out. I don't have a ton in here, but I am going to go through my books for January and add a bunch in here. So I'm just going to kind of mix them up and pick one. Let's go with this one. And that one is The Woman in the Window. I actually unhauled this one, so we'll pick again. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's try this one. The Nanny. Okay, so give me 1 second. I will go and grab it. Okay, so The Nanny by Gilly McMillan. And this one is a thriller. It says, on a hot night in the summer of 1987, Hannah, the Holt family's nanny, left Lake Hall without a trace, devastating 7-year-old Jo. Haunted by the loss of the woman she loved more than anyone, Jo grew up blaming her beautiful, aristocratic mother, Virginia. 30 years later, in the wake of tragedy, Jo returns to her faded childhood home and is forced to confront her troubled relationship with Virginia. But the fraught peace between mother and daughter frays when a human skull is accidentally discovered in the lake behind the house, the first of several shocks that rocked the estate. Suddenly, Jo finds herself questioning everything and learns one by one that her childhood recollections may not be what they seem. Who loves her, who doesn't, and what really happened on that hot summer evening all those years ago. So when I bought this one, I was super, super excited to read this. And so I put it in my 5-star predictions. So hopefully this is a good one. It's not super long, which I am not mad about. I have a lot of plans for this month. So this will be my first pick for a 5-star prediction. Okay, so we are slowly shifting because the sun is moving. The next prompt that I got was, it landed right in the middle for a Hannah pick and a most recent purchase. So I will throw up the picture here that I sent. I had 3 options. I had Winter in New York by Josie Silver, Comfort and Joy by Kristen Hanna, and The Unmaking of June Farrow. And those were the 3 most recent books that I had bought, and I just had her choose between those 3. And the one that she chose for me is A Winter in New York by Josie Silver. This one is about a girl who goes to New York. She'd grown up eating this special gelato that her mother always used to make, and she knows how to make it as well. And she's just feeling homesick. She's really overwhelmed by New York. And so she goes into a gelato shop, and when she is talking to the guy running the shop, his uncle is the one who has the secret family recipe for gelato. And when she tries it, she realizes that the gelato in this shop and the one that her mother used to make are one and the same. And so she actually knows how to make this gelato. So it's all about her meeting this family and becoming friends with them and stuff like that. And it sounds like it's going to be really cute and a really good wintry read. So I will be reading this one for my Hannah pick. That is also my most recent purchase. The next prompt that I got is animal on the cover, and I have a couple of options that I've been debating on for this. So the first option is The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. I picked this one up from a library sale, and I've never read it. I always liked the Jungle Book movie that Disney made, and my kids, oh my goodness, my son absolutely loves the Jungle Book. And so I picked this one up. I'm going to end up having this one for my boys to read, but I'd like to read it first as well because I've never read it, and I think it would be just a fun one to try it out. The other option that I had is Descendant of the Crane. This is one that my sister sent that she had, and I don't really know a lot about it. All I know is that her father dies, and she believes the main girl believes that he was murdered. So it's about her trying to look into her father's death and figure out what happened and who might have killed him and why. So these were the 2 options. I think I'm going to go with The Jungle Book. I've been back and forth about this like crazy. But I think I am going to go with The Jungle Book. It's going to be just a quick, good read, hopefully. And I'm really excited to read it, and I might even read it a little bit with my kids. I think I'm going to just stick with something a little bit easier, and hopefully I will enjoy it. Okay, so the next prompt that I got, my goodness, is a library book. Now, I went to the library yesterday, and I have a whole bag full of library books, but there is one specifically in here that I think I am going to use for this prompt. Let me get it out. And it is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I have not read Brandon Sanderson yet. I haven't read any of his books. This is on the Goodreads Choice Awards. It's one of the nominees for the Goodreads Choice Awards for the fantasy category. And I figured I might try it out. It is about a girl who lives a pretty basic, happy life on an island. And when her best friend Charlie goes on a trip with his father to try and find himself a bride, they go missing. And this is about her leaving her safe and comfortable home and going out and trying to find her best friend and figure out what happened and save his life if need be. So I think it's going to be really good. I have heard amazing things about Brandon Sanderson, but he intimidates the heck out of me with his books. And I'm going to try Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson for my library book. The next prompt that I got was a standalone. And I have a few options for this. The first one I was talking about already, sending to my sister, was Comfort and Joy by Kristen Hanna. This is going to be a Christmassy one. I believe it's that a little boy that he loses his mother. And he is 6 years old and he shuts down. He will not speak to anyone. And this girl, Joy Catalaro, meets him somehow or something like that, and they form an incredible bond, and I feel like it's going to be one that makes me cry. The next book that I have is The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. I just got this one. I'm really, really excited to try it out. I don't really remember a whole lot of what it's about, to be completely honest with you, but this is my option for that. And then the final one is The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshani Chokshi. This one, it's basically that they get married and he agrees to basically never bring up her past. Circumstances happen that they have to go back to her home, her childhood home, and things from her past come up, and who knows what they are. But this was my other option. But between the three of these, as much as I want to read The Unmaking of June Farrow, it is December, or almost December, and it is Christmas time. And so I think I'm going to go with Comfort and Joy by Kristen Hanna. I think it's really going to make me cry, and I'm really curious to try it out. This is going to be my first Kristen Hanna book since reading The Nightingale years ago. And so I really enjoyed her writing, and I think this one is going to be really good, and I think it's going to make me cry. So stay tuned to see if it does. Okay. And last but not least, my last prompt that I got was an Instagram pic. Now, I looked through Instagram for quite a while. A lot of what I had pop up apparently was either ads or not book related. They were music related, which I need to fix that. But one, I took a clip, I did a screen recording for a handful of posts that I found that back to back, I had Anxious People by Frederick Backman show up 3 different times in posts, and I actually just picked this one up on Monday when I was in town. I found it at a little free library, and it is one of the Frederick Backmans that I have been really, really wanting to try out, and it sounds really good. It's basically like they are hostages in a heist, and because of the circumstances, they get to know each other, and I'm not really sure. I don't remember a whole lot more about that, but I have wanted to read this one for quite some time, and I think it's going to be a good little kick in the pants to read another Frederick Backman, because I read A Man Called Ova, I think it was last year, and I absolutely loved it. It was so good, and it was just amazingly written. The dry humor in it was fantastic, and I just fell in love with that book. So I've been really wanting to pick up another one of his books for quite a while, and I keep putting them off. And so I think this one is going to be a good way to try out another one of his books. And I'm really excited to try it, and I really hope that I enjoy this one. So that is 6 throws for 6 books. Okay, so these are the 6 books that I am going to be reading in December. I have Trust of the Emerald Sea, Anxious People, Comfort and Joy, Winter in New York, The Nanny, and The Jungle Book. So not super heavy, but I am extremely excited to get to these and have a little bit of Christmas spirit mixed in with some other ones that are probably going to make me cry. And like I said, I have a lot of different ideas and different plans for December, and so this will be just the start of it. We'll see what I get to and how much vlogging I get done. My kids start their Christmas break on the 22nd and are off for like 3 weeks, so it's kind of hard to film with 2 little boys running around the house. But I also have this mood read reward that if I decide that I don't like one of these and want to switch it out, like if I don't want to read a thriller this month, then I can switch it out and do a mood read if I want to. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and stick with me. Hopefully I will have a lot of fun reading plans for December. I have plans for my wrap up hopefully next week. I will be filming that. I have read 9 books so far in November, and hopefully Bladed Faith will be my 10th, and just some other fun video plans. So please feel free to like and subscribe and stick with me. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Comments if you've read any of these, if you like them, if you didn't like them, if you have recommendations for some really fun, cozy Christmas ones, or even some tearjerkers, because I don't think any books this year have made me cry yet, and it's kind of hard to do, but I haven't had that yet, so we'll see. And I think that's it. So hope you have a great rest of your November, had a happy Thanksgiving, and have a fantastic start of December. Bye.